Today guys, we're going to be doing a garage tour, and normally when I make these videos, every single time my garage becomes more and more expensive. And whenever I'm done calculating the value of every single vehicle, what if I didn't sell any of these vehicles off? Because there's been so many vehicles that I've had that I could have just kept. But instead, I decided to sell them off just to get a little bit of extra money. Either way, I hope you guys go on to enjoy the video, and if you haven't joined the server before and want to, be sure to click the link down below in the description, click on Start Playing, select which server you want to play on, register an account, download the launcher, and if you need more assistance, there's a quick video at the end to help you guys out. But with that said, I hope you enjoy, and let's dive into this. So we're in my personal garage right now, and we're going to take a look at the beginning. Or I guess not at the beginning, but these are some of my favorite cars. We got the Rolls-Royce Wraith. Beautiful vehicle, completely blacked out. I do kind of miss when they had the logos on the cars, because this specific car, no matter what wheels you put on it, the center cap would always show the Rolls-Royce logo and it would never spin. Just thought it was a pretty cool little feature. But the Wraith, definitely one of the nicest cars in the city. Then we got our beautiful OG Phantom. Nothing's gonna beat this. Not the Mansory one, not the Neon one, not the SpongeBob one. This one is from the statues. That's some OG shit right there. And continuing on with luxury, we got our GLS Maybach. Beautiful vehicle. And honestly, I need to actually look in the trunks of some of these vehicles because there is so much random crap I've been leaving in cars. Like in this one, this I guess was my gun vehicle. So there's just a bunch of guns and ammo in here. There probably would be a lot more, but you know, every once in a while I'll go through this specific trunk for the family and sell off a bunch of that stuff. And then next to that, we got a beautiful Lamborghini Urus. Fun fact, this was the very first Lamborghini I owned in Grand RP. Back in the day, I used to have a marble livery on it. I then changed it and just blacked the entire car out. I think it looks much better. But one thing I do really love, this tire lettering. Look at how nice that shit looks. I actually need to get new tire lettering on my car in real life because recently it was really dirty. I tried some other ones and it just did not work. The stickers literally fell off while I was driving, which I was super disappointed about, but it is what it is. And then we got our GLS right here. This is one of the first cars I ever won in the city. It was from the Savage lottery ticket system way back in the day. I know we have a bunch of different lottery tickets now, but this was from the OG ones, literally before crates even came out. Moving on over here, we got our F8 Tributo, also one of the very first cars I won in the city. Beautiful vehicle. Sadly, I don't have the other car to go with it. I can't remember what the other car was that I actually won, though. If I'm not wrong, I believe that was from the Bolide container. It was the Centenario and the Bolide, of course. We still have the Bolide, but we don't have this Lambo. We've actually won this 2 or 3 times. Every time I sold it off, I'm just not a huge fan of it. I think it's a fairly ugly Lamborghini, and that is my opinion on it, and it's never going to change. And then over here, the first car I ever purchased, the 69 Charger. Oh man, beautiful vehicle. Best part is, it's only 400 grand to purchase. It's decently fast, super cheap to upgrade it as well. All in all, just a great car. Is there anything in the trunk? Sadly, no. It is honestly a great vehicle. My dream car in real life is to have this with a modern Hellcat interior, Hellcat engine, Hellcat transmission, all that jazz. Literally a dream of mine. But when I contacted people to price it out, they're like, yeah, it's going to cost you about $250,000 to create. Then again, most of those people were saying we're going to make the entire body of it carbon fiber. I don't really need that, but that would be kind of cool. Over here, we have the Maybach Limo. Honestly, great vehicle. Fun to drive around in if you're with your friends. It's also somewhat rare because the only way you can get it is from the casino spinning the lucky wheel. It's also one of the vehicles I got very early on when I joined the city. And I have to say the best part about this car is a bug with it that's never been fixed. I actually made a video on it. I may have done it with some of you guys, but yeah, you pretty much sit in the driver's seat, pop the trunk or pop the hood open as soon as somebody jumps on top of it like this, and they will launch sky high. I'm not too sure why it's never been fixed, but it's just a fun little thing that you could do. And so far, every person I've done it with, they've always had a great reaction. And then next to that, we have our 2 fully maxed out little baby cars. We got the Panto and we got the Issy. Now, even though these are not the greatest cars in the game, I've fully maxed them out. I still sometimes drive them, and if you chuck a drift kit on it, it makes it a lot more fun. And then we move on to this car right here. Now, there is only one reason why I still own this car, and that is for my friend Seth. There has been this weird bug with cars in Grand RP for the longest time. I don't know if it still works or not because I've never been able to do it myself, but pretty much a car that doesn't have too much drag when you take off and it just goes instantly. You used to be able to hold down 2 buttons or something and literally make the car go over like 700, 800 kilometers per hour. It was insane. That is, if you could find a road that would allow you to do that. Either way, he was a master at doing it. I could never figure it out, but I've kept the car since then just because this was technically the fastest car in the entire game. I know some OG people might remember the drift kit bug. That is not what I'm talking about. This was a whole nother level. And then we got the Rhapsody. This car, I really don't know why I own this. I fully upgraded it. You know what? It does look decently cool, I guess. Might have to change the color on it, but I believe it was just a storage for some random crap. Nope, there's nothing in the trunk of this either. We got our Tundra. This we got from playing every day, I believe, and you just got it for free. I believe in the back of this one is a bunch of masks. Yes, this is one of the cars I use to store all of the masks whenever I'm building the Marshmallow Mask. Let's take a look at the other side of the garage. By the way, I don't know if I already mentioned this, but the total value of my garage is $914 million, not including really shitty cars like Bodis, and it's also not including any upgrades whatsoever. Which is why every single time I think to myself, what if I didn't sell any of the cars off? Only sold off duplicate cars, but kept all the originals. This garage would probably be close to $2 billion. Heading over to the other side, we got our Veneer Super Sport. Beautiful car, used to be super rare, is no longer rare whatsoever. Because they added it to the Battle Pass a few times, especially in those mystery car containers, everybody got their hands on one. Am I disappointed about that? Not really, because it is a great car, and I'm sure everybody who's gotten one can agree. Exact same story with the Mercy. I got this a very long time ago from the old Battle Passes, which is very rare to get a good car from those Battle Passes. I believe the only other person I know personally that got a good vehicle was one of my friends, and they got a Ford Model T, which I still can't get. I've been trying to get from some of the lottery tickets, but it's just not happening. Then we got our beautiful Camaro right here. Honestly, this customization is not my favorite. I might have to change it up, especially the wheels, but one of my friends told me to do it, so I did it. Then we got the Z4 that you used to be able to get from the old lottery tickets. I actually don't know if you're even able to get this vehicle anymore. And then we got our Ram 1500 right here. Once again, beautiful truck. Would love to get one of these in real life. I also heard there was a bug with this vehicle where you were able to put neon upgrades on it, but then recently my friend had one with neon upgrades on it, and I guess they fixed the bug, and they ended up removing all of the neon upgrades off of the truck unless you had the model that should allow you to have the neon upgrades on it. Either way, they lost out on probably around $1 million putting those upgrades on, and sadly, theirs looks exactly like mine now. But I really want the neon version of this truck, so if anybody out there has it, please hit me up because I will buy it right away. And on the other side over here, we got our beautiful Porsche 911 Turbo. My first Porsche I owned in the game. Looks pretty solid. The wheels do not, though. I'm going to have to change those up. Wow, that makes the car look really bad. And then over here, we got the Gauntlet Hellfire. I believe this was just a family vehicle I used. Kind of tried to customize it like my own car in real life. Wheels are definitely not it, but I had to put them on because of the wide body kit. Futo GTX. I have nothing to say about this thing. I don't know why I own it. I don't know why I upgraded it, but it's here. Tesla Model X. Now, this car I actually got just before they removed it from the dealership. So you weren't able to buy it for like a couple months, maybe a year. So it was very rare, and then they added it back. So now it's not super rare. The only good thing about this car is, of course, the rear doors. Gotta love this. Bam, look at that shit. Very cool. And of course, autopilot. It's awesome. Plus, you never know what autopilot's gonna do. You could literally end up killing like 50 people because apparently this thing has no sensors for what's in front of it. And then we got our G63 6x6. It's honestly just a great truck. I rarely ever drive this thing anymore. I've also won a bunch of them recently and sold every single one of them off. But this one is the very first one I got. And then over here, we got two Halloween vehicles from an update. I believe it's got to be like 2 years ago now. We got one with a chrome finish and we got one with a normal finish. They look pretty decent. Well, that sums up this garage. Let's head over to my other house, which, lucky for us, is literally right next door. This garage. Let's take a look on this side. Ah, yes. My Bugatti collection. We need one more to complete my own personal collection, not the official Bugatti collection. But yeah, this is what we got. We got our Bolide, we got our Chiron, we got our Veyron, we got the Chiron Supersport, the Atlantic, the Mistral, we got the Vision, we got the Little Veyron, we got the Devo, and then we got the Bugatti SUV concept, which has the exact same front end as a Devo, and then the Tourbillon. I don't know why I bought this car. It was a great muscle car in GTA 5 to race with, so I thought it would be decent in this game. It honestly just isn't, so I kept it completely stock, but it's still a pretty cool car. And then over here we have the Daiti, one of the best cars to own in the city, but sadly, driving this car can actually get you in trouble since it is bullet resistant. You could shoot a shotgun twice at the windows, and then the third shot would end up breaking it, which means if you're inside and somebody's shooting you, you're pretty damn safe. Exact same thing, except this is based off of a Rolls-Royce Cullinan. It's got armor plating on it as well, so if something blows up near you, your car will not blow up because it actually takes 2 explosions from a missile to blow this car up. And then next to it, we have one of the only solid cars we ended up winning from an old Grand RP birthday event, the Hot Wheels car. Then we got our beautiful F40. Amazing car, one of my dream Ferraris to own. If somebody said, would you rather have a 458, a LaFerrari, and an F8, or a one-of-one Ferrari F40, I would pick the one-of-one Ferrari F40. 100%. Over here we have the 812 Superfast. This one I did not get from the Battle Pass. This one I actually got from a container, and when I won it, I freaked the hell out because it was the only car I needed to win from that container. What container was that? You know what? I think it was from the Regera container, but that container is only released every once in a while in this city, so you rarely ever got a chance to open it. And then over here we got the Urus wide body. Once again, pretty nice looking car. I do really like the rims that I have on this thing as well. And then over here we got these three cars, which I was very disappointed about when I got them. As you can see, I completely gave up on my Challenger, but we got the BRZ, Challenger, and we got the Grand Cherokee. And then over here, we got the Huayra R. We actually had two of these. They ended up changing the primary color from, I believe, gold to white. And to be honest, I kind of like it with white. It looks really freaking sick. We got another Toyota Tundra right here. I have no idea what's stored in the back of this thing. Let's find out. Some random masks and 43 medkits. I don't know why I have 43 medkits in there. Right here, we have the Karen Chaser. What is the state value of this? That's why I didn't sell it off, because I'll only get 100K. And then we got our beautiful P1. This car, I'm so glad I won it. But man, oh man, is it ever rare. The amount of P1 containers I went through to get that car was crazy, but the fact that when I did an opening for it one time, I won it in the first 10 containers, and then the other 400 tickets I opened that day didn't get a single thing. But either way, that's two garages. Let's go take a look at some more. Okay, continuing on, we have the Vapid F650. This freaking thing, I'm shocked that I was able to craft it, but we did put in the work to get this freaking truck. 100 metal with a 10% crafting chance. Happy about it? Yes. I drove it around a ton because it is a freaking massive tank of a truck, and I have not driven it in a very long time since I was super hyped about it. And now we get into some expensive shit. The Burger Fahrzugen thingy-bobber, electric vehicle, autopilot. Even though it looks like it's a four-seater, I don't believe it actually is. But this car is super expensive and cost a freaking buttload of money to customize. I ended up putting pink underglow on it to match the pink exterior. I don't know why I painted it pink, but either way, the underglow was like $5 million. And then later that day, when I won that, I actually won the 6x6 Phantom. And I also won the burger car. What a great day to win cars. Man, I wish I had that kind of luck now. Next to that, we have our Evo, which was the very first car I won from one of the new battle passes. It has a state value of $1 million. It's when they did the mystery car things. Honestly, I really hope they bring that back because that made the battle pass a lot more enjoyable. And then next to that, I believe this was just a 50-hour car. Ford Focus RS. You're going to see a lot of cars with no customization on it from this point out. And the main reason why is because these are the few select cars I decided I don't really want to sell because I might want to do something with them in the future. But most of the other ones I did end up selling off. We head on over to this side. We have our Homage. I've actually won this car 4 times. I sold all of the other duplicates just because the state value I believe is like 20 mil, right? If it'll let me click it. Yes, 25 mil actually. Wow, I think I calculated that wrong. So add an extra $5 million to the total value of my garage. Right over here, we got the Vision GT. This car is great, super freaking fast. One weird bug, you cannot get in it unless you're standing on the top of the car. And then we got the off-roading vehicle right here now. Fun fact that everybody should know, if you drive around a lot, I'd highly recommend taking one of these. Just in case the police start chasing you, you can actually go driving off-road and it's not a rule break because this is literally an off-road vehicle and it even says it in the name, GRP Off-Road. Hopefully nobody saw the license plate. Next to that, we got 2 motorcycles with extremely high state values. The R7, $12 million. This was from the Battle Pass, I believe, and this was from a shard container. The Road King, $19 million state value. Absolutely crazy for some motorcycles. I really hope they add new shard containers soon because I'm starting to stack up on those things, and I would love to get some new cars. This was a 50-hour car. Believe the state value of this thing is only 100K. Yes, it is. I don't know why I still have it. I'm assuming it's because if I sold it, I'd only get 10 grand. So I was like, might as well keep it. And then over here, we have the very first GT3 RS we won. Man, oh man, is it sexy. I do kind of want to change the wheels though. I love this car. And because I love it so much, it is the only vehicle that I have won where I have kept the duplicates, that's right. On this side of the garage, we have two more bone stock GT3 RSs. I will do something with this eventually. And then we have the Halloween car, which I won the second the Halloween event came out. Literally drove it out of my garage like 5 minutes after, and everybody was like, what the hell is that car? How did you get that? Honestly, I think this car is cooler than the burger car just because for the Halloween event, the only thing we ever got before that was the mystery machine. But this thing just looked cool. Like you're driving in a giant freaking pumpkin. Like, bruh. And then next to that, we have our S-Class. This thing, I've wanted to customize, but I think it just looks perfect the way it is. Anyways, next to that, we got our RX-7, which we won from a battle pass. I don't really like the regular RX-7 Velside. I like the Velside Fortune, which I sold. Do I regret that? Hell no. I paid $2 million for it, waited 2 years, and then sold it for 37 mil. Continuing on, we have a Supra. Why does this have no customization? I swear when I won this car, I went to go customize it immediately, unless I ended up selling it off. I don't think I would have done that. Then we got the Mustang Mach-E. I actually had like 15 of these things. State value, 5 mil. Sell it off, you get 500K. It was from opening lottery tickets, and that is literally where you make all your money back. Then over here, we got the e-tron. Never been a huge fan of it. I've won it a few times. This is just one we have. I might customize it. It would look really nice in a dark gray. And then over here we have a BMW. The literal only reason why I have this car still is because it actually looks decent. BMW had some weird phase where before the cars just looked really outdated. Then they made them perfect, like this, and then they ruined it with the front grille. Anyways, next to that, we have, what is this? A Brabus 800 E63. Not bad. Never going to use it, though. And then over here, we have a 3 Series. Once again, it actually looks good. I love the front end. It looks aggressive. It looks mean, but then they changed the whole thing up, and now they look ugly. And then we have a Gallardo. Never customized it. I think I drove it around my garage one time, but I kept it just because it's a car that I never had before. Literally an entire row of bone stock cars right there. Will I ever use any of them? Probably not. Will I sell any of them off? Yeah, most likely. The 2 BMWs, the Mercedes, the Mustang, and the e-tron, but I'm going to keep the Supra, and I'm going to keep the Lambo. And finally, we have our last set of vehicles. These ones are all pretty much stock, but I like them all and don't know what I'm going to do with them, honestly. So right here, we have our Project 1. Beautiful vehicle. I love how they changed the model to actually look good because before, this car looked like shit. I've won this car so many freaking times, and I finally said, if I win it again, I'm never selling it. And thank God I won it again because I'm also never opening up that container again. Next to that, we have an E63, I believe. Not too shabby. This was from the Vulcan container, I believe. Once again, not opening that shit ever again. And then we have an S63, the coupe version. Looking pretty damn sexy. And then the burger car is still here because for some reason it would not let me despawn it. We have another BMW 3 Series, but this one was from the Valentine's Day update. Literally the only reason I kept it, because of the livery. And then over here we have our Raptor. I wish they made this the 4-door version because the 2-door version just looks horrible. Then we got our Durango, which I swear I painted gray. Another car I would love to own in real life. It's just, when I actually took it for a test drive, it is way too skinny. It just doesn't feel like there's a whole lot of space in there. Like, my Challenger feels like there's more space inside the vehicle itself compared to this vehicle. Even though this one is a lot longer, in terms of the width, you just feel kind of tight. Next to that, we got our Tacoma, which I literally just store crap in. Next to that, we have the CBR. This is a pretty beautiful bike. State value of this thing, very low, so it's not super expensive to upgrade. I just never really liked driving bikes in this city just because the chances of you getting hit by somebody are very high in a regular car, and if you're on a motorcycle, you will die. Next to that, we have our 718 Boxster with a body kit on it. I honestly just really like the look of this car. I might upgrade it at some point to kind of match up with the GT3s, but it looks really nice in white, and it looks really nice with the wheels. Next to that, we have our Mini Cooper, which I just wanted to win. It was a very cheap container, and we got it very, very quickly. It's just a cool looking little car. State value is 7.5 mil. I find it crazy that this thing has the same state value as a Bugatti Veyron, but I guess that's my opinion. Next to that, we have our G900. The only reason I haven't upgraded this is because it is $35 million and I'm probably not going to drive it all that much. Moving on to the other side of the garage, we have our S900. Now, I don't really know why I painted this car black. I think it looks way better in white, so I might actually have to go to the custom shop and change that. But it is a nice car, and it is also very expensive with a state value of $27 million. Then we have our little go-karts from GTA 5. We actually have 3 of these. I sold 2 of them off because I couldn't be asked about them. They cannot be stolen. They cannot be insured. they're pretty great cars. Next to that, we have our R34 with a Christmas tree on top. I will never drive this car ever in my life, just because there is a Christmas tree on the roof. Next to that, we have our Neon Supra, which I let my friend customize because for some reason she really likes this car. I'm not a huge fan of the color, but I really do like all of the neon elements to this car. That is really dope. Next to that, we have our McLaren Artura. I actually have no clue if this is a real car. I think it is, but I don't know why. It really resembles something from GTA 5. And then on this side, we have another set of completely stock cars. Supra is just there. Mustang Mach-E, it's just there. We got our Panamera Mansory, I believe. $18,700,410 state value. Very weird numbers. Then we got our Cyber Mini right here. Just a weird looking little car that was from the most recent Battle Pass. Probably never going to drive this thing either. Then we got our beautiful Mura. What a nice looking car. I am going to have to bring this to the custom shop and paint it a nice orange and not change anything else about the vehicle. And then we got our extra Lamborghini Murcielago. We'll probably never sell that car off either. It's just going to be one of those things where I have a duplicate of it just in case anybody ever wants to customize it. It's sitting here. And then the most recent car that we won was our GTR 50, which is a concept for the R36 GTR, which I hope doesn't happen. But anyways, that is a tour of my full garage. There were a few cars I left out because there was no point in me spawning them in. It's not like you guys want to see 9 random ass Bodis sitting in here, so yeah. Anyways, in total, our garage is worth roughly $920 million. It's a lot of money. It is. And it'll probably go up in value. Next time we do this, it'll probably be around a $1.3 billion garage. But anyways, let me know what you guys think of it down below. And should I keep all of these cars that are all still stock, or should I just sell them off? Anyways, thank you so much for watching. And with that said, I will catch you guys in the next one.